again to remind them he sacrificed a loved one to get power and that there shouldn't be obstacles. The hags explain that balance is inevitable. If one side of power grows, so must the other. If he wants to stop the sword, he must find Arthur and finish him. Back to Arthur, he surprises Lucy with some money he took from the last man that hit her. Lucy's impressed because that man had been a Viking, and his people can be quite dangerous. At that moment, Jack and a bunch of royal guards show up at the bawdy house looking for a rebel that attacked the king's barge. Arthur isn't a fan of the king, but he doesn't want to put his beloved ladies in danger, so when he finds William hiding in the bawdy house, he hands him over to the guards. Then Jack asks for a private meeting with Arthur and his childhood friends Tristan and Backlack, wanting to know what's going on. Arthur explains he took money from the Vikings because they messed with Lucy and George, and he pretends his team didn't actually use violence. Jack also asks about the graffiti the neighborhood kids have been painting all over town announcing the return of the born king, but Backlack promises he's already told his son Blue he must stop. Obviously Jack doesn't believe a single word and asks Arthur to be more careful because the Vikings are under the protection of the king. A few days later, Vortigern checks on his guard Mercia about the sword, but unfortunately nobody in the royal army has been able to retrieve it. Mercia is worried because every day the rebels get stronger and the people dislike Vortigern more and more. Vortigern asks Maggie, a lady of the king's court, about the opinion of his people, not knowing Maggie secretly works with the resistance and lies when she tells him the people love their king. Satisfied by this answer, Vortigern orders Mercia to concentrate on finishing the tower. In the middle of the night, Arthur is woken up by his friends, who warn him the royal guards are coming for him. Arthur tries to escape, but the guards capture him on the streets and take him back to Camelot. At the harbor, there's a huge line for the test, so Arthur cuts in to avoid more waiting. As soon as Arthur grabs the sword with both hands, the entire kingdom begins shaking and the runes on the sword glow. To everyone's surprise, Arthur takes the sword out of the rock, but the power overwhelms him so much that he passes out. Later, Arthur wakes up in a cell with Vortigern. The king explains that the sword proves Arthur is Uther's son, but Arthur denies it, saying he's just a call girl's bastard.